Hispanic Heritage Month is a time to recognize the diverse cultures and rich histories of the Hispanic and Latino American communities. Today, we sit down with Janey Camacho Appia to showcase her rich history with 7-Eleven, which spans nearly 4 decades. Let's talk about your beginnings. You are nearly 40 years in on your career with 7-Eleven. Take us back to the beginning. How did this all begin for you?
I started in 1982 as a secretary. So that propelled me into going into the area of customer relations, which I knew at the time that I liked helping people. I just didn't know how much I would enjoy it. If you would have told me I would have been there 15 years, probably would have never imagined it. However, my father always instilled in us that you treat your job like an extension of your family. You treat it with dignity and respect, and it will always take care of you.
That's such a big part of your legacy from what I hear and from what you shared is that you have had quite a success and quite a journey, but you're always looking behind and reaching and bringing that person up with you. That's part of your success.
Well, it's part of my DNA, but it's also something that's been instilled in me by my father, is that you also never forget the people behind you. And knowledge is power, you know, and so why not just share that knowledge with others? Because I know I didn't have anybody to show me, but I want others to know that there are people like me that do care about them, and I want them to succeed just like I did.
You have a long history in leading the company's Hispanic Heritage Month and celebration, so speak to that and why Hispanic Heritage Month is so important.
I was part of that instrumental force into putting together a Hispanic Heritage Month role model exhibit. I'm happy that I was a part of that to also show young people that they can aspire to be an artist, they can aspire to be an actress, or an educator, or somebody in government, or an astronaut.
Let's talk about the role models' headshots and the portraits. Let's talk about its stipple point portraits, quite a collection. How did it come to be, and how did it end up here on your table?
Well, we were at City Place. That was one of the headquarters, and it came a time where we then had to move out of the building and move into a much smaller office space. As a result, they couldn't move it over to the new place. But I got as many of the portraits as I could, so I had them in my closet for 20-something years, and I just kept them because I wanted to make sure that maybe hopefully one day I would be able to showcase that and maybe show it to other employees. I just had a passion for what Israel, who was the artist that we commissioned, I had a passion for what he did.
Talk about some of the things that you've been able to accomplish with your role at 7-Eleven that you're really proud of.
I was very instrumental in the donation of the site of the very first 7-Eleven store. I was able to send a memorandum to our CEO and ask him whether we could donate the site to LULAC, which is a civil rights organization for Latinos. I typed up the memorandum and I asked him whether we could donate it. He said, "You can have it." One of my mottos is, if you don't ask, you don't get. Anything is possible. You do have to work at it, but there are opportunities at 7-Eleven. So just take advantage of them and don't let them go. I mean, just continue to develop your relationships. Every person who I've ever worked with, who I've ever helped, I always remember that they needed this, or if I needed something, I can always call them and they would help me too. It's just people helping people.
From September 15th to October 15th, communities across the United States mark the history and achievements of both Hispanic and Latino Americans with festivals and educational activities throughout the month. At 7-Eleven, Hispanic Heritage Month provides an opportunity to celebrate the unique contributions of these groups in shaping our great country, company, and the communities we proudly serve.